Hello, it's Beata from BA English Coaching, and we are doing another interview in my series Ignited by English. I'm really excited, Aneta, that I can do this interview with you.
Thank you, pleasure.
Can you please tell us something about yourself?
Of course. Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you everyone for listening. My name is Aneta. I was born in Poland, lived in Poland up to the age of 20, and then I got a scholarship to move to England, to London, and study for my master's degree in psychology, English linguistics and translations. And I've been living in England for 22 years till now.
Wow!
Yes, it's been a long time, but I guess I can call England home.
Yes, so you must really like England.
I'm not saying I'm not liking it. There's so many things I love about England, still uncertain about the weather.
Oh, okay. But so what was the biggest frustration or challenge when you came to England?
So I was fascinated by everything related to England, the Queen, Monty Python, Mr. Bean. And I assumed I spoke okay English, but that was English that I learned at school. And then I arrived here in London when there were people from 1,000 different countries. So many accents coming from Yorkshire, from Scotland, also London accents. I could not understand anyone and nobody could understand me. So this was the challenge.
How did you overcome it? Or can you give maybe some tips that help you to overcome these challenges?
I think I was exposing myself. So instead of closing myself, I can't do this, I can't be here. I knew I was very confident with my grammar, with my writing and reading. So I needed to practice speaking, and I would just go and live the life. I would go to do food shopping, maybe not even in the supermarkets, but in the places where I would have to interact with somebody. Buying the tickets at the buses also, you would speak to the driver then. So wherever I would go, meeting somebody for a coffee, the places I would work. So I always was trying to understand English is a tool that I need to function, and the more I expose myself, the more I interact, the better that skill will become.
Wow. There is one thing that's interesting about Polish people, I think, is that there are many, but something that connects to what you've just said. I think Polish people like to stick together. You have very strong Polish communities in England. From my experience, there are people and they just rely on the fact, oh, there will be a Polish manager, Polish team leader, so I don't necessarily have to learn English.
It's interesting what you said. Hey, I'm proud being Polish, the identity and the culture, but I'm here to experience something else. And that something else was also me adapting to English culture. It was, if I chose to stay in this place for a year or two, I didn't plan to live here for 20 years, but that meant I needed to adapt myself. So this was the journey which I would recommend everyone. Now more than ever, I would connect with Polish people and the culture that maybe I miss more, but then I wanted to have this exposure for something else, to integrate myself and feel comfortable, make myself at home in the new country.
Wow, that's really amazing. And I think that's a really clear message, because yes, it's not only about the language, but it's also about the culture. And as you said, it's really, really important that you integrate into the community, not Polish community. And then later, like after 20 years, when you start missing your home and your people, then of course, then you try looking for Polish people. And I think that was really interesting. And I think some people, I'm sure that you can take this advice to your heart, because it's really important that if you live in this country, you should learn the language. You should
language and exactly integrating yourself. Simple things. I remember I would be traveling on the bus and I would be taking Metro magazine every day. That's in London. And I would be reading the tabloid just because I wanted to improve my English, because I could see the colloquial language, I could see the casual language, I could see what people talk about. So I think that's something important, that you switch on English channel, that you listen to English radio, that you know what's going on for COVID and politics and everything else, because that's the way how you integrate. And this is how you're the even citizen in the country. You don't feel like you need to live in your cultural ghetto, if you know what I mean. It's nothing negative, but just so you really feel that you're comfortably here at home because you personally met all the criteria to integrate.
Lovely. I really like that, Aneta.
I'm glad you did.
Thank you. Has there been any situation that you felt uncomfortable or embarrassed or something funny happened to you in your life?
I'm sure there must
Or
have been.
anecdote or something you can share with us? I know
Please say.
you've told me this amazing fact that Aneta loves traveling. But if I say love, that's probably an understatement because how many countries have you been to?
I think as up to date, it's 123. My sisters counted. So
Wow, your sister.
I wouldn't count. It's just I would be telling them
123 countries.
countries.
1, 2, 3.
Yes. So
My goodness.
I feel very lucky and privileged, but it was my personal passion always, and I'm grateful to England that this actually most of the traveling of over 100 countries happened here, because especially London, big airports, and ability with budget airlines even to go around the world and the short European flights and then slightly longer. And then my business also took me onto many exciting destinations. So I feel lucky and privileged, and I would recommend traveling to anyone.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's one part of her fascinating life. There is another part that is fascinating as well, and it's about your career and your professional life. So can you please tell us something more about your job and what you do for living?
Psychology, nutrition is the main thing I'm very passionate about and I love, and teaching yoga. So I combine it together and I organize retreats around the world. So we could go to, let's say, Amalfi Coast. We would go to Azores Islands for hot springs, or beautiful Sri Lanka, surf and yoga on the beach, where I will be taking people around, small groups. You can look at the wellness designer on social media, and maybe there are trips that you would like to come.
You can find all the contact details in the description.
It would be lovely. Let's
yes,
connect.
yes, definitely.
Let's keep in touch.
Yeah, so if you feel inspired or you feel, oh, I would like to do something with Aneta, she's got a lot to offer. So definitely you can search, you will have all her contact details in the description. There is something else that's totally fascinating about this lovely lady. She has written how many books?
I wrote 4 ebooks, but now I'm publishing 2 books, and I'm very excited about it because it's a big deal for me to have published books.
So if you think there's not enough time, there is. Look at her. She has done so much. So people, please stop complaining and just take action and follow your dream. What inspired you to start writing?
I think I've always been the type of, I'm an introvert, so I would always observe and express in words. And from school, I would write to local magazines and newspapers. And then when I moved to England, when I was running webinars, seminars as a psychologist, nutritionist, very often I would be contacted through professional publishers or even international magazines to write a wellness, well-being, or psychology, nutrition, and even yoga articles. So that has always been somewhere there. And then through the clients who would always, could you please write about it? Could you please write about it? So I thought, I don't want to be publishing books. I'll make them available as ebooks. But then somehow there was an idea and need for people mostly who wanted to have it written on the paper. So this is how it all started, and I'm really enjoying the process.
People sometimes think that you come to a different country to live a better life. But some people maybe don't feel that it can get more than just better. You can live an extraordinary life in a different country. And Aneta is a living proof that it happens when you work hard, when you don't give up. What is the secret? Your story is exceptional because you have done really, really well.
Everything you've said is so valid. I believe is, as I said, not to stay in your box of whatever culture you came from. If you chose to move to England, then make the most of it. First of all, improve your English, improve your connection with the culture, with the society, and everything else that makes you feel comfortable here. Secondly, have a vision for life, okay? Because we've got the mind that it's very easy to look at somebody else and say, oh, they have it, I don't have it, therefore I need to put myself into the victim mode and I need to settle into that spreading myself thin and living this life. No, I truly believe that you're responsible for creating your life, but not just go everywhere and want to get everything that everyone else has. Think for yourself, what do you want to create? What is it that I want from my life? And where am I now? Where I want to be there? Okay, what do I need to do? How do I get there? What steps? But be very realistic. Small steps for big results. So,
I mean, you are having
personal
now
development.
a one-to-one session, you know, just listen closely.
One-to-one session with the mentor and psychologist.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, it is in her blood. You can tell that you are so passionate about it, Aneta. It just flows, which is amazing, amazing.
I think it's very important for us, like, to leave our legacy or to share for others, help others what worked for us. So that's just my humble opinion. If this worked for me, I do wish you to go for your vision for life, creating it and living it.
Thank you. Let's talk a bit more about your book. So how did you come up with the title?
My book.
Your baby.
My baby. Speaking of, the book is about fertility, and
Oh,
I will tell you, I had no intention to become fertility expert. I was a psychologist, nutritionist, and mindfulness facilitator. And I was being seen by more clients who would have tried IVF or reproductive art technology, which is everything related to medical support of fertility, basically for couples who have been trying to get pregnant for a long time, and then medicine would try to support them. And these couples would come to me depleted because they would have been told by medical system that they are diagnosed with undiagnosed fertility, that something is wrong with them, although medicine cannot say what's wrong with them. They would spend 40,000 pounds on IVFs and other techniques. The body would have been infused with hormones and other pharmaceutical drugs, which would affect them emotionally, mentally, causing depression, insomnia, anxiety, and also maneuvering with their hormonal system, which would mean maybe fluctuating weight and hormonal imbalance. And also, when I was working mostly with women who wanted to lose weight, detoxify their body, balance their hormones, or maybe going through trauma, when we released all those blocks and bring the body into this equilibrium, they would also become pregnant. So I started digging more into it because we know that infertility is such a big thing going on in the world these days. And about 80% of people over 35 struggle with conception, and how much this can affect them emotionally and physically and their relationships, and how they stop living life because they are so fixated on achieving that with not knowing. So my passion was to help those people. That's why I wrote the book, How to Get Pregnant, Shortcut to Your Fertility. Why shortcut? Because in about 100 pages you can find out everything about, from the basic foundation, no esoteric language, something very simple for yourself and your partner, yourself. I'm talking mostly about women, but there is also a chapter about male fertility, addressing your lifestyle, addressing your sleep, how you move your body, how you eat, what supplements, what medical examinations to do, how to advocate for yourself in front of medical providers so you're not left with you inadequate, you can do this. So what questions to ask and what answers to challenge them, response to receive. And you can actually reserve the book or order the book on the pre-launch on the website howtogetpregnantshortcut.com. I've been already receiving a lot of pre-launch requests, which I'm very happy about because my mission is to help people. I believe when we know better, we do better.
This lady is unstoppable. You can just talk and I will just listen, you know? But it's amazing, Aneta, what you've achieved. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, for someone who comes from Poland and you have now achieved this and you are changing hundreds, thousands of people's lives, and this is only the beginning. This is like, this lady will go far, will go far. As you said, there is a way, there is always a way, but people just don't know about it. And you made the effort and you studied and you researched and you invested your time and energy into something that can change people's lives. Well done.
very sweet of you to say thank you so much. I'm a big believer in personal development. So I practice what I preach. I try to better myself daily. And if you could just look at yourself without judgment and without ego impression or blaming others, but thinking how I can improve myself so the world around me will become a better place to live, to function, now improve my relationships, but starting from myself, then you will see everything around switches and things will start happening for you.
Oh, yes. If you want to change the world, start with yourself.
Self.
Yes. What were the key challenges you faced when writing this book? I mean, you don't strike me as a person who, of course, you do have challenges, but I think with all your knowledge and attitude, I think, challenges just come into Aneta's life and she goes like, yes, I can deal with this. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I know exactly what to do. Correct?
Well, the book got written within 2 days, so that wasn't a challenge.
Pardon?
Yes.
2 days?
2 days.
I mean, this lady is unstoppable. She is
As I
bionic.
said, when you know your mission or what you want, or how you can help others, when it's so clear for you, you just do it.
2 days, 100 pages in
2 days.
Seriously. I mean, people, if you think it's impossible, speak with Aneta.
Please do contact me on social media. I would love to help you and challenge you. That would be my mission. So the only 2 tiny challenges
I mean, what challenges can you face in 2 days? Lack of sleep?
Lack of sleep, not so much, because I love my sleep. I always get 8 hours, so I just worked 16 hours and I got, my sleep. And then the next day, focusing, so switching off your phone, your social media, you just in that world.
Wow. So distractions, no distractions.
Exactly, no distractions. And also, I practice mindfulness and meditation most of the day, so this helps me to focus as well. So if you feel that you can't focus longer than a few minutes and you constantly need to check your social media, Facebook, Instagram, or constantly something is going on and buzzing in your head, I do encourage you to start meditation and mindfulness. Also, you can look at my social media. I teach weekly classes, so if you join us online, I'll be privileged.
Wow.
So maybe the only 2 challenges I had with the book was I wanted to make sure that the language is very approachable. I didn't want it to sound like another esoteric medical terms book. So I simplified everything. Even though I felt at first this is already simple, but I've got 20 years of knowledge in the field. So something that seems very obvious, it's not so obvious for others. So I needed to make sure that for the reader, it's very accessible, it's easy, and it's being understood. So this was the only challenge. And second challenge was the selection of the cover from my publisher.
Yes.
That was another challenge, but I won't share more. You will see the cover. You tell us how you like the selection.
Are you happy with the cover now?
I'm very happy with the cover. You tell me what you think.
Lovely. I can just say that there are people you meet. We only met with Aneta a few weeks ago in London. So she lives in London. She has come for the day to join me in Newbury. And we went for a coffee before. And when you are with her, there is one thing, she's very calm. And you can tell she practices mindfulness because she's very present. And I am the opposite. I am all over the place. Too much energy. I just feel, Aneta, you have so much to offer. You have so much to offer. So if you have been inspired or if you feel you would like to learn more from Aneta, she is absolutely amazing, lovely, approachable, friendly, humble person. Just contact her. Get in touch with her. She can change your life for the better.
Thank you so much. I just humbly say I'm just projecting what each of us has. So my job is just like a Sherlock Holmes, get the best out of you as a psychologist, as a fertility expert, because reproductive health is the extension of our general health. And also to bring out what you've been hiding from yourself. So becoming the best version of yourself and making sure that you feel good enough.
Lovely. So thank you so much, Aneta. It's been absolutely amazing just to listen to you. You've got the knowledge, you've got the experience, and you've got this absolutely amazing personality. So I wish you all the best. I wish a lot of success for your book. And wherever you go, the light and the sunshine you bring will go with you and you will just spread it and you will touch people's lives. And I wish, for your clients that there will be so many babies born
Me too.
once your book is published. So thank you so much for joining me.
I would like to thank everyone who watched this and listened to this, and I'm hopeful there was something that maybe just ignited something in you and will help you to wherever you would like to go. Just create that vision, concentrate on your mission, and be very kind and gentle to yourself. Thank you for tuning in, watching, listening us.
Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.